All right, let's talk about the stock market. For so many of us, it just feels like this impenetrable maze, right? Full of jargon, way too complex. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if it's not a maze at all, but a village? A very human story that, once you see it, kind of makes everything click. Today, we're going to take a little walk through that village.
And this is really the core idea. Behind every single number flashing on a screen, there are actual people, working, creating, hoping. Finance is just the story of all that human effort. And once you start seeing it that way, the whole picture starts to make a lot more sense.
And yet, it so often feels like a completely foreign language, doesn't it? You flick on the news and you hear about indices drifting higher or central banks suggesting rates. The language is so sterile, so distant, that it's just really easy to tune it all out.
And that's the real problem, isn't it? The jargon is a barrier. What we really need is a simple, powerful mental model we can carry around in our heads. A story that makes all this abstract stuff feel real. A story that kind of reclaims this topic for everybody.
So our story, our mental model, takes place in a village. I want you to picture a place called Capitolia, built around this big, bustling town square. It's here, in this village, that the entire stock market becomes visible, tangible, and, surprisingly straightforward. So that's Capitolia. It's our framework. It's the tool we're going to use to translate the confusing world of finance into something we all just get. A village full of shops and people and business being done.
So come on, let's take a quick tour. First up, we're going to visit the shops to really get what a company is. Then we'll head over to the marketplace to see how prices get set. After that, we'll meet some of the big forces that affect everyone. And finally, we'll explore the village's two great seasons.
Okay, first stop. We're at the foundation of the entire village, the shops. This is where we get to the absolute core of what a business and a stock really is. And it really is this simple. Imagine the bakery, the blacksmith's forge, the tailor. Each one is a real-world company. Now, when you buy a share, you are not buying a lottery ticket. You're buying a small, legal piece of that actual shop, a piece of its ovens, its profits, its future. Your fortunes are now literally tied to theirs. And this contrast gets right to the heart of it. A cynic sees stocks as just, numbers on a screen, a gamble. But a villager of Capitolia, they know the truth. A share is a real legal claim. It's ownership. It is your slice of the bakery.
So, how does the price for that slice of the bakery get set? Well, every price in Capitolia is a mix of two things. On one side, you've got the visible reality, the hard facts, the inventory, the profits. But on the other, you've got the invisible future, the stories, the hopes, the expectations. The price is where the balance sheet meets the heartbeat.
And this leads to such a crucial insight. In the short term, a fantastic story, a rumor that the baker has a secret recipe from the capital, that can send the price of a slice of the bakery soaring. But over the long run, reality always wins. Capitolia might get excited about hype, but ultimately, it rewards the bakery that actually sells more bread.
But of course, no shop exists in a vacuum. Let's zoom out and look at the powerful forces that affect the entire village, no matter how well a single blacksmith or tailor is doing their job. Think of it like this. There are three great forces at play. First, you've got the crowd, the collective mood of all the villagers. Are they feeling optimistic and bold, or are they fearful and cautious? Then there's the mayor, who represents the central bank. The mayor decides how easy or hard it is to get coins to grow your business. And finally, there's the weather, those big external events from way beyond the hills that nobody in the village can control. So when you combine the actions of all the individual shops with these larger forces, the village tends to fall into one of two very, very distinct moods. You could call them seasons. We'll call them festival and winter. During festival, that's a bull market. The lanterns are blazing, prices are climbing, and everybody believes the good times are just gonna last forever. But during winter, a bear market, the mood is somber, the candles flicker, prices fall, and it feels like the bad news is never going to end. Both are emotional extremes, right? Now, the key takeaway here isn't to become some perfect fortune teller who can predict the exact start of festival or winter. That's impossible. No, the goal of a wise villager is to have a plan that keeps their family warm and fed through both seasons, just understanding that these cycles are a natural rhythm of the village. So we've had a nice tour of this metaphorical village. It's a nice story. But why does any of this actually matter to you in the real world?
Well, because whether we like it or not, the village of Capitolia determines the future of our savings, our ability to retire with dignity, and the opportunities we can pass on. Choosing not to understand it, that's not a safe choice. It's just letting other people make these incredibly crucial decisions for you.
This is the real power of the village metaphor. The financial world is a constant circus of noise and hype and fear. But if you can hold a clear picture of the village, of real shops run by real people in your mind, you can tune out that circus. You can ignore the noise and focus on what truly matters.
So how do you start? It's simple. You become a true villager. Just pick 3 shops you already know as a customer, maybe the company that makes your phone or the place you buy your coffee. Then just spend a few minutes reading about how they actually make their money. Start to see the real shop behind the product you use every single day. Because in this village, your curiosity is your most valuable asset. It's your capital. The more you understand about the shops, the calmer and more confident you'll become, no matter how loud the marketplace gets. So my question for you is, what shop are you going to investigate first?